You are listening to Shaun of the South podcast, brought to you by Food City, fresh, local, and full of flavor. From certified Angus beef and locally grown produce to fresh sushi, wings, and Dietz and Watson deli meats, Food City has it all, ready to go. Enjoy curbside pickup, full-service floral, and pharmacies that accept thousands of insurance plans and benefit cards. Earn fuel bucks and save at any Gas and Go fuel center, because nobody does food like Food City. Find your nearest store at foodcity.com.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Yeah, I know most folks would choose Christmas as their favorite, but not me. Namely, because I was a chubby kid, and we chubby kids preferred our holidays to center around cholesterol. See, in my family, the ladies would start preparing many days in advance for the big calorie party. You'd see females dusting countertops with flour, working tirelessly on butcher blocks, wielding surgically sharp cutlery, and threatening to neuter any male who came within 14 feet of her range oven. The house would be a symphony of chopping sounds, cabinets slamming, and the roar of Briggs & Stratton 12-horsepower hand mixers. Christmas simply could not compare to Thanksgiving. At Thanksgiving, the food spread was sinful enough to qualify for an R rating. We had heaps of refined carbohydrates, wads of saturated fat, volcanoes of gluten, and fruit pies that were completely obscured by Ready Whip. Whereas, at Christmas time, all I got was khakis. Our childhood home would be inundated with loud family members. Sometimes they were loitering in our house, people who I'd never even met. "Come say hi to your Cousin Hilda," my mother would say, matting my hair with her own spit. Cousin Hilda was 94 years old, a complete stranger to me, and she talked at length about the disruptive nature of kidney stones to anyone within earshot. All day, the walls of our house would throb with the sounds of human voices, and even though our family was decidedly dysfunctional, it was pretty fun. My uncle would sit on a sofa, reading the newspaper, sipping Pabst, yelling at kids, and he did this even though his kids were, for example, in their late 40s. Other uncles and male cousins would hang out in the driveway trying to look masculine. This is a typical male activity at Thanksgiving: driveway standing. Driveway standing is not a difficult sport to engage in. It goes like this. While one guy does something important, such as staring beneath the hood of his 77 Ford Pinto, other men stand at a distance with their hands on their hips, offering manly suggestions and occasionally spitting. This is 97% of being a man. Unless, of course, you're a teenage man, in which case Thanksgiving Day is all about bottle rockets. One year, my cousin Ed Lee bought a gym bag full of barely legal fireworks and brought it to the family celebration. I will never forget when he attempted to launch a bottle rocket from the waistband of his pants. My cousin had to eat dinner standing up that year. The young female cousins were different animals altogether. They would clump together, apparently discussing matters of national security among themselves. And girls were always so private, which made us boys wonder, what the heck were they being so secretive about? Did they actually think we boys cared what they were discussing? Give me a break. We didn't care. We had way more important things to worry about, so that's why we eavesdropped. And then it was time to eat. We'd all gather around the table in that moment, and you'd realize how messed up your family was when you were all together. Sometimes you'd look at your kinfolk all gathered in one place, and you'd marvel at how the only normal person at the table was you. And how did you manage to spring from this malfunctioning group of walnuts? Look at these people, you'd think to yourself, they're crazy. One of your uncles was a serial monogamist. One of your aunts kept adjusting the household thermostat to meat locker. Everyone could see their breath vapor. One cousin spent half the day on the phone with her boyfriend having a heated tele-argument. They were all nuts, but before the food came, the big prayer happened, and it was the great equalizer. We all bowed our heads while the elder of the family folded his hands and tucked his knuckles beneath his nose. First, we would engage in that incredibly corny family tradition wherein everyone takes turns naming things they're thankful for. Nobody was very original during this little Joyce Brothers exercise. Usually, everyone thanked God for the usual stuff, things like good food, family, etc. But then, some people actually surprised you. Some people offered heartfelt thanks. "I'm thankful for my mom," said one. "I'm grateful my daughter's out of ICU," said another. And then the patriarch would pray aloud, and it would move you. Because until today, you had never really seen your cuckoo family act as real people before. So while the head of the family would utter prayers for all, including the souls who left us and those who were sick among us, the air in the room would change. Aunts would sniffle, uncles cleared throats, and mothers blew noses loudly, and some of us dabbed our eyes. Because at this moment you could somehow feel connected to something other than yourself, something bigger than yourself. Because today was more than just a holiday. This was about something much deeper than food. Today was about understanding that even though you belonged to this messed up group of humans, these were your messed up humans. And when everything goes wrong in life, sometimes these humans are the only ones you will have left. By the time everyone said amen, you knew without a doubt that Christmas had nothing on Thanksgiving.
Well, thanks for listening to Sean of the South. I've been your host today, Sean Dietrich, and it has been a true privilege. To find out anything more about what I do, you can visit SeanDietrich.com, or for those who are not particularly good spellers, you can visit SeanOfTheSouth.com, and there you can find out all sorts of information that you didn't know you didn't need to know about me. And while you're there, I hope you take the time to drop me a line. Tell me what's important to you. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'd like to hear it. And in case anyone hadn't told you today already, I love you. Now go say that to somebody else. Have a great day.